Yo, what's going on, my brothers, my sisters, my fellow collectors from all around the world? Your boy Ivam Seb is back for you guys. Yes, yes, Sebastian, your favorite Frenchman, is back today with a very unusual video though, so I'm sorry about that, guys. Forgive me, but sometimes a man has to stand up and say what's wrong. You know, ever since I created my channel, I've never brought negativity in my videos. Never have and never will, period. Even a year ago when this shit was going on between Carlos, CF Motor Racer at the time, and Rick, the Clipper King, I didn't want to take sides. I thought, I love Rick to death, I love Carlos to death, they're some of my best friends. I'm just gonna let them deal with their own shit and not get involved. And if Rick stops talking to me, because I'm friends with Carlos, then it'll mean that he really didn't deserve my friendship. And if Carlos stops talking to me because I'm friends with Rick, it's the same. It's not like I'm gonna lose such a great friend after all, if it comes down to that. But what do you know? A year later, they still talk to me and I still talk to them. I love them, I respect them, and they respect me back. The problem is that this week another shitstorm has hit our community, and this time there's more than just a couple people involved. It's the entire community that is literally falling apart, and I just couldn't sit there and watch my best friends destroying each other without reacting. You have no idea, guys, how much this hurts. To see people that you respect, that you admire, and that you love, people you consider your brothers, shitting on each other just because of some stupid statement that's been made, you know? Right when I saw Carlos's video that he made at the polling place about to vote for Romney the other day, I knew right then that shit was gonna hit the fan. And it happened. This just shows you again that politics is like religion. It's a sensitive topic and it divides people. So this is why you're not gonna see my face in this video. I decided to show you instead what we all have in common, what we love, what we do, our passion for movie collectibles, and 1/6 scale figures in particular. This is our life, what unites us, or what's supposed to keep us united. But you really want to talk about politics? Okay then, let's talk about politics. Let me tell you this, guys. The USA is not the only country to be in recession. It's the entire world. And nor Obama nor Romney are responsible for it. The whole world is on its knees. The entire world is fucked up and nothing's gonna change. Sorry guys, that's just how it is. But instead of complaining about the government, and right now I'm not just talking about American people complaining about the American government. I'm talking about everybody around the world complaining about their government, saying that politics never keep their promises and they never do things. Let me just ask you one question. What do you do? What have you done for a change? It's so easy to sit down and say, oh, the situation in this country it's terrible because of the president, because of the government. It makes me sick. I remember a few years back, people were complaining, saying that the government does absolutely nothing about the pollution in general, the ecology. A very important summit was held in Europe, I think in Copenhagen. Obama went there, but also French President Sarkozy and others, and no one came to an agreement, and that summit was an epic fail. And of course, everybody started insulting those presidents, saying that they're not going to do anything about the climate and about, preserving our planet. Yet, it's those same motherfuckers that I see in the street every day, throwing their cigarettes or their soda cans or whatever on the sidewalk. Motherfuckers let their dogs piss and shit on the pavement. They drive big-ass 4x4s with V8 engines. They stop at McDonald's at the drive-thru, and once they're done eating their hamburgers or their fries, they just throw the leftovers out the window on the fucking highway. And then these assholes talk shit about the government not doing anything to preserve our planet? You think there's too much violence in the streets? You're afraid to go out at night? Why don't you fucking volunteer to help kids in need, to keep them on the right path? So instead of crying, oh, the government, politics, they're assholes, Obama, Romney, they're all assholes, why don't you do something? You have the power to stand up every morning and to do something good in your life. Everybody can make a change. Citizens of any country want a better life and a better country. It starts with them. So, Seriously, cut that shit, for real. Kill that noise because, just like Odell said yesterday in his video, Obama is the new president for the next 4 years and there's nothing you can do about it. So accept it or go hang yourselves. Now let's get into the real subject. Regarding those videos that Carlos made, I'm very disappointed in Carlos, but I'm also very disappointed in some of you guys' reaction. Let me tell you why. Some of you guys have known Carlos for years. How can you think, even for a fucking second, that the guy is a racist? If you guys were his real friends, you would have done what I did. I don't talk behind people's backs and I don't cut them off just like that. So that same day Carlos uploaded these videos, I called him and he picked up and I told him, what is wrong with you, man? Are you out of your fucking mind? Do you realize what you just did? Take those videos down, man, seriously. And then we started talking for like half an hour about this, and he told me what I already knew about him. I've known him for such a long time, and I know Carlos is not a racist person. But it is true, I will admit, that he is a very impulsive person, and he often overreacts about things. I mean, not just in this topic, but in general too. So I totally understand what Carlos meant in his video, but he couldn't get his point across because, let's face it, this video turned out wrong. He expressed himself in a very clumsy way, just like the brother Mike's son told him. It's not what he said, but it's the way he said it. But please, guys, just stop hating on him already and stop calling him a racist because you just misunderstood. What about you guys? Has this never happened to you before? To want to explain something and get a point across, but you just fail miserably because you didn't choose the right way to express yourself and people just take it wrong. You see, here in France, it's been like that for years. I break my balls at work from Monday to Friday. I work overtime almost every night, and sometimes I go back to the company on Saturday morning when it's closed. I have the keys of the company. I get up at 7 on Saturday morning when I'm supposed to, be on weekend and chill out. But I go to work to pay my shit. Then I pay taxes and the government uses that money to help out other people, which I'm totally okay with because there are tons of people out there who need and also deserve help. There are honest people who lost their job and house, homeless veterans who cannot find a job, single parents struggling with a part-time job, people who try as hard as they can to find a job but they can't because of this fucking recession and this fucking economy. But then there's also the other people, and I personally know one of them who lives here in my city, who spends his time watching TV, stretching his balls with one hand and drinking beers with the other hand, who always complains about not having enough money to buy something to eat. But curiously, the guy smokes over 2 packs of cigarettes a day. He's got a PS3, he's got an Xbox, a huge plasma TV, a huge leather couch. He wears Jordans on his feet. And here the government requires that, in order to get food stamps and financial help, that you show evidence that you're actually trying to find a job. But that's not a problem for this guy because he just shows fake covering letters and fake job applications and fake job denials. And in the meantime, workers like me pay for all the nice shit he has in his apartment. And believe me, brothers, there are tons of people abusing the system, not just a few. And those were the people Carlos was referring to in his video, not black people, but people who abuse. But in his anger, he didn't realize what he was doing, and he showed this shocking, disgusting video which was made in the first place by people who made sure to get the worst looking, most ignorant people they could find. So Carlos, just please listen to me. I know how you feel about people who abuse, and I know that there's plenty of them. But let me tell you one thing. If you take, for example, 10 people, whether they are Caucasian or black or anything else, and on these 10 people, 9 of them are lazy-ass douchebags, but only one of them is a mother whose husband died, for example, and who fights and tries her best to make it through the day and to keep a roof over her baby's head, then I say Obama must keep doing this. I think it's a beautiful world we live in. Of course, there are wars, diseases. In many countries, children starve to death. But then there's also these people, different skin colors, different languages, different customs and cultures, different opinions, different beliefs, different styles, different religions, and only one God that we all have in common, no matter what name we call him. I think this aspect of mankind is simply wonderful. We are almost in the year 2013. Why some individuals still think that one person is better or worse than another because of their skin color is totally beyond me. If tomorrow you go to a store and you buy 5 shirts made by the same company, made out of the same fabric, but one shirt is white and the other one is black and the other one is pink and the other one is brown and the other one is yellow, try them on, all of them, and close your eyes while you do that. They're all going to feel the same on your skin. A few months back, someone left a comment under one of Moggy's videos, and he said, and I quote, he said to Moggy, "You are a fucking nigger." Moggy thought it was okay. He told me, I don't give a shit, I just don't pay attention to such people. But I found it so disturbing that I reported the guy to YouTube myself, and a couple days later, YouTube sent me an email to let me know that they deleted his account. I can't stand racism. I know that in the USA there's also lots of racism against Hispanics, and I am very happy to say that my son has Mexican blood running through his veins and that his family is Mexican, and Carlos is Hispanic as well. So I guess he knows a lot about racism. Let me also remind you that a year ago, he was the first one to stand up and defend Mike's son, who is a black American, and also T-Dan, who has Asian roots. Believe me, my friends, there is nothing in this world that I find more disgusting than racism. And believe me when I tell you that I know Carlos, and I know for a fact he is not a racist person. I can understand he hurt lots of you guys, but he did this in a bad moment. He was angry and he didn't realize that it would be taken the wrong way. So please, can we just stop this hatred before the entire community goes down and dies for good? Guys, just let me tell you one thing. Sometimes ignorant people over here, tell me, "You're so stupid. How can you say these guys are your friends, How can you call them your brothers? You don't even know them, collectors from the other side of the world. You've never even met them in real life, Well, guys, people who talk like that, these people don't know anything about friendship, because being a friend doesn't mean being there physically. It's much more than just that. All I can say is that my life has been very difficult and very unfair and painful in the past years. You can't imagine how painful. And all these so-called friends that I've known ever since I was born, who I went to school with, these people were always with me to have a good pizza and to watch a good movie, but all of a sudden, when I needed them, they were gone. But when I feel like shit, I always have my brothers and sisters in the community to make me feel better and put a smile on my face. I talk to Moggy every day on the phone, and he cracks me up. And all my friends in the USA, Rezo, Carlos, Peter and his wonderful wife Nikki, there's Erica, there's Marlo, there's Odell, there's Wayne's Butler in Canada, and then there's Dean and Rick and Kevin, Robot Online in the UK, there's Nenny D and Andre in Switzerland, there's Tess Jess in Australia, and many others. You guys know who you are, and I love you, There is one guy, just want to give him a quick shout out. Just check out his channel, G36 Gorilla. His name is Mark. I spent almost 3 hours on the phone with him once. Every 10 minutes I would tell him, brother, I'm going to let you go. I don't want to bother you and take your time with my problems. He said, Seb, just talk to me because you're my brother and I love you and I'm here for you. This guy is one of the most amazing, warm-hearted, nicest person I have ever met in my life. And you know what? He's a black American. So, my nephew's father died in a motorcycle accident a few years back. My nephew was just 2 years old when it happened. I had a very rough argument with his father just a few days before he died. I was never able to talk to him and make up again with him, so we could forgive each other. Last month, my nephew asked me if magic beans exist. You know, like in Jack and the Beanstalk? I told him, why are you asking me this? And he told me, so I can make one grow all the way to the sky and climb it to go visit my father in heaven. See? And here you are bitching about Obama and Romney? And about some clumsy ass video Carlos did? Trust me guys, life can be a bitch. People that I love died and others have been taken away from me. I just don't try to show it in my videos, you know, because I just want to keep you guys entertained. Again, there is no room for negativity in my channel. It's all about love. But right now I will admit that life is very tough and that often my eyes cry and my heart bleeds. And you know what? My tears and my blood are the same color than those of a black person or those of a person that's pro-Obama or a person that's pro-Romney. So, you know, that's just it. That's it. Kill that noise. Please, Carlos, unblock the people you blocked. They were mad at you, and honestly, they had every right to. And please, guys, let's just show Carlos that we understand that he didn't mean to hurt anybody, you know, even if he did. And, you know, let's all love each other and let's keep on collecting, brothers, because that's what we're all about. I love you guys. Peace and love, and see you soon.